Good morning everyone and welcome to Rivera Urban Homestead. Today is a really cool day, man. We are going to plant banana plants in the backyard finally. I have been wanting to do this for a really long time. I know I've mentioned it a few times. The day is now. My plan first of all is to maybe go next door and see what he has, if he has any pups growing out of his plants right now that I can take one. And then maybe go to Lowe's and look and see if they have a couple of different varieties. That way we can, get a few different things going on. So it's the start of the Memorial Day weekend. Everyone have a nice, safe Memorial Day weekend. No drinking and driving or anything like that. And just remember why this is a Memorial Day weekend. It's to remember the people, who've lost their lives, who've served this country, and put their egos aside to actually do that for us. So everyone be safe out there, but for now let's go enjoy a day full of banana plants. Okay everybody, so yesterday was not the exciting banana plant day I was expecting. It rained all afternoon, so I didn't get to do anything. But what I did do is I went to Lowe's and bought these 2 Cavendish banana plants. As you can see, they have awesome markings on them. Really pretty. Look at those leaves. That's awesome. But as I was reading more about bananas, I did notice one of the main things they said is just don't plant one by itself. They don't really do very well that way. They like the forest kind of atmosphere, like, maybe say like up here, just a bunch of trees and the different types of plants kind of piled together. So, I mean, between my enormous tree. I don't know if I've ever showed you this tree. Look at this. This is right outside my back door. Huge canopy. Then I got another one over there. Same thing. So I have a nice canopy up top here. So I think it's going to fit right in these banana plants. But yeah, that's a big old tree right there, man. That's like Jurassic Park looking. So, I am gonna, like I said, I'm putting them about 2 feet apart. Boom, boom. That should get them nice and close together. So my theory initially about planting one in the center of each panel ain't gonna work. So, I'll just put these 2 together right here. And then I'm still going to my neighbors to do a couple more over here. That's a cool butterfly. Got off subject. I like my sunflowers and stuff that are growing out of my wild bird feed. So yeah, I definitely want to incorporate this whole area with bananas. So here are the 2 that are going to start us off. Cavendish banana. Butterflies really like it around my house. The bees like it too. So in this menagerie, which is part of my backyard that I never use, I mean, it's got all native wild plants growing, vines, but in there, where my Christmas tree is from last year, there is all kinds of big logs and stuff. When I do tree work on my trees, I have them leave all the wood. So I have logs, just big pieces of it laying around. So what I plan on doing is making a natural, like, raised bed around the bananas, so I can just always keep mulching, putting wood chips, and also compost in there, because they like to have a lot of mulch and a lot of compost around them. So I'm going to just kind of make that whole area a natural raised bed.
Okay, so here's the first natural raised bed for the first little, I guess we'll call it a banana patch. I just found, like I said, pieces of logs I had, and we cut down a tree that was in between my two big ones. It was in between this one and that one down at the end. Right where all that stuff is, there's the trunk is still there in the ground. But we had a huge beehive in it that we had to get taken out. And then as they cut it down, sorry, I'm breathing a little heavy. It was hard getting all this stuff over here. But when they cut it down, this was how it looked, completely hollowed out in the spot where the hive was. Just completely hollowed out. So I figured I'd use those as little decorations. And eventually what I plan on doing is probably, you guessed it, filling up the holes and planting stuff in them. Now, bananas aren't open pollinators. They don't need pollinators to come do anything. But I could always put like plants in there or something, some flowers, make it look nicer. But that's a cool little patch. So now what I plan on doing is mulching that whole thing in as deep as I can with all the mulch. Yeah, Daisy, what do you got going on there? Don't fall in the hole, Momo. It's going to be our new banana patch. Careful. Dorks. Hey, Momo. Momo, don't pee on my wood, please. So yeah, that looks pretty cool, and I think the dogs like it. So when the sun goes down a little bit later, when it cools off a little, we'll plant them. Okay, so here's the finished form setting of the raised beds. I made another one over here to put some of my neighbor's pups in. And I had that water for the birds over on the other side of the bird bath, but now it's the corner post. I do have this stuff. I used to have my yard basically cut in half for the chickens to be on one side. I'm going to use that to put around here because this girl here, Daisy Dukes, she likes to go under bushes and scratch her back on them, and she will probably go under these and break them. So, like, that's one of her favorite little bushes. She just goes and scrapes all under there. So I don't want her doing that to the banana plants. So for a while, I'm going to have that fencing around it. Okay, so just like before, beans, I got another plant. I just mixed up another batch of soil. This is 3 shovels full each of vermiculite, compost, and cocoa coir. And so, and again, organic fertilizer, granules, and azomite rock dust for sure. So I'm going to mix that all together. I mean, just crawling with these little guys here, the little roly-polies. So we're going to get this ready to go. We're going to be planting here pretty soon. So another batch of soil. The red-throated woodpecker. Okay guys, this is really exciting. I don't really hang out in the backyard much lately. I just don't. Now that I'm putting the banana plants in, you know, and all that, I'm definitely going to be incorporating the backyard into a lot more of my stuff. My initial thing that I wanted to do for this fence was to grow just a bunch of bamboo. Just up there to kind of cover the windows there. But I never got to it. I've always wanted bamboo, and I just was out here a little bit ago working, and all of a sudden I'm like, what are these canes right here? Dude, I have bamboo, wild bamboo growing right here, tucked into one of the corners of this tree. So it'll be actually a very good location for it, because it can grow up and just, you know, as high as it wants right here, and it's not in the way of anything I'm doing. So I have bamboo, and I am very excited about it. It is so awesome. Bananas and bamboo, a lot of bees today. Even got a little man working. Say hi.
Hi.
He's getting all the wood.
All done.
All done. Good job. He got all the wood. I couldn't find my camera, or else I would have did a little bit more of him working, but I finally found it for the last piece. Hey, good job. All right. We got banana plants.
Yeah.
You gonna eat bananas?
Yes.
Do you like bananas?
Yes.
Nice. So anyway, he got all this wood, Tyler did, and what we're going to do with that is just kind of sporadically put it around, just right onto the ground, and then add our mulch and stuff over it. So it'll naturally decompose. It'll be a home for the bugs and stuff underneath it. And yeah, we're getting some sun here. About 4 o'clock it started being sunny again over here, so I think they're going to get enough sun. We'll get them planted, and we're getting ready to go to the neighbors next door and try and get some pups. So we'll see how that goes. Put some more in.
Okay. I will get it.
You see a bug? You see a bug? Alright guys, so the neighbors are gone. They said it's okay for me to come over, take anything I want. So I don't even know what's going on over here. Here's the banana area. Wow. Not really any kind of upkeep. They just chill out. So I'm gonna look around, maybe find some pups that maybe we could salvage, and we'll go from there. Okay, so after looking around, I know this one is the one that gave us the bananas the last couple of years. So I'm taking this little guy here. I believe this plant is the same type. I know he has a couple different types of bananas, so I'm gonna take that little guy there, and also that guy in here. So let's get set up and try and get these out. Okay, now I know the AC unit is on over here on his side of his house, but hopefully you can hear me. What I plan to do first of all is just kind of dig out around it a little. That way I can get under the roots. Bananas normally have a shallow root system, so I'm just going to kind of get all that stuff away from it, dig around the perimeter, and then what you want to do, where you see the young plant, it's attached underneath the soil by a rhizome, I believe is what they call it, to the mother plant. So basically we just want to go in between those, spade down and cut through that and take a chunk with that plant away. So let's see what happens. So as you can see, I think I did pretty good. Got 2 plants. I got quite a bit of root structure on both of them. So we're going to get them in the ground, get them watered in, and hopefully have some bananas next year. So right away, I think the most important thing is let's just get them in the ground and get them back in some soil. So I'm going to do some mixture at the bottom. No more. Get that in there.
There you go.
Just kind of tuck it down like that. I should have had my smaller shovel. Bubba, can you hold this right here? Just hold it. Here. Keep it still right there. Don't move. Don't move. Good job. Don't move. Hold it. You got it?
Hold on tight.
Hold on tight. Okay. Is it nice and straight? Put it right there.
And I will grab it like this.
Alright, so we got
Oh, look it. Now,
good soil.
the soil.
Just top it with the native soil like that.
Do it like that.
Bam. Kind of press it down a little, you know. Alright. There's one. I'm going to do the rest just like that, so I'll get them planted and we'll get back to the next step. Okay, now that they're planted, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off any dead foliage or anything I could take off to make them not work so hard. Like over here, this yellowing bottom one, I'm going to hack that off. Keep those up there. I'll keep the tops on that one. But pretty much just trim off anything I can to least amount of energy used right now, the least amount of stress. Alright guys, so everything's planted, all 4 of them. Now what I'm going to do is put that wiring fence around it, just because, like I said, my big dog Daisy likes to rub up on stuff, and I don't want her breaking them the first week they're out here. So let's try and see how easy this goes. Alright guys, so after, you know, a little fighting with the fence, just something to keep the dogs out. I'm not really worried about like keeping anything else out, so I didn't like go crazy on wiring it. You know, I just put up 3 posts real quick, boom, bungee cord at that end so I can get in, and that's perfect. So here is what just kind of was created today in my head as I messed around. Not bad. I like it. The bananas have started. Project. Yes. So now that I'm sitting here looking at it like, ah, good job, Rich. You're awesome. I also thought I still got to mulch it in with wood chips and leaves that I have on the side of the house. So I kind of fenced it in a little earlier than I should, because now I have to go in just from the gate area and walk shovel by shovel to mulch everything. So what seemed like a good idea, I guess I could always just unwire that back corner and go in from that way. It's only 1 wire. Yeah, I'll just do that. Alright, I'm going to go fill up the wheelbarrow with wood chips and leaves. Alright, so I had a pretty decent pile of wood chips and leaves, so I just kind of filled up a wheelbarrow full and just put them around, you know, as much as I had around the bases of these. I have to ask my neighbor what kind these are. I'm not quite sure. And then the ones I bought, just mulched around them. These are the Cavendish, is that what it is? I still have a tag on this one. Yeah, Cavendish. So everything is in. One last thing I'm going to do is put those pieces of wood just all around them, just to give them some more compost to, well, wood that'll eventually just kind of compost naturally. But I'm pretty happy with it. I think it looks pretty cool, man. So we'll keep updates. Hopefully we get some bananas next year. Now I'm just gonna water it in. Alright guys, so it's been a very productive day. real busy day. Got dirty, sweaty. He's all dirty. He needs a bath. I need a shower. Bananas are in, looking good. And we're going to just go enjoy the rest of our evening by relaxing a little. But we'll see you again next week. Y'all have a good day. Say bye.
Bye. I go back outside.